Hey movie peeps, today we're going to be looking at my top 5 most anticipated movies of 2025. I'm going to tell you why they should be your most anticipated movies of 2025 as well. So let's get to it. But before we get to it, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And we're going to talk about some honorable mentions first. 2025 is shaping up to be what looks to be a solid year for movies. There are quite a few movies that I really want to see. And to start things off, we're going to list some honorable mentions. And we're going to start off with a bevy of sequels. Now, these movies, their original movie was very entertaining. I enjoyed them a great deal. So I am looking forward to their sequels because I know that they can deliver. It's just a matter of whether they deliver or not. And those sequels are Megan 2, Nobody 2, Mortal Kombat 2, and Now You See Me 3. You thought I was going to say 2, didn't you? Nope. Now You See Me 3. It's the third one in that installment. Each of these movies, like I said, their originals were good, and I'm looking forward to their sequels. A couple new movies, the first of their kind, would be How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. The animation movie was really, really good. So I'm hoping that they make the live action just as well. Some of these live action remakes of the animated movies haven't been so good, but I'm hoping that this one turns out, because How to Train Your Dragon was a favorite movie of mine. I really enjoyed it, so I hope the live action works as well. Thunderbolts and Captain America Brave New World round out my honorable mentions. Marvel has been slacking as of late, and hopefully this year they start to get the ball rolling a little bit more with these two movies. And with that, let's get to my list. Now, coming in at number 5 is another sequel, a franchise that has been around since the 90s. It is part of my childhood, and that's Jurassic World Rebirth, which is coming out on July the 2nd. Now, Jurassic Park has been a part of my life since I was in my early teens. I read the original Jurassic Park book, and I really enjoyed it. The movies were fantastic. They hold a very nostalgic place in my heart. And we've had 2 trilogies in this series. We had the original trilogy, and then we had the sequel trilogy, which took place several years later. And now it looks like we're getting a new set, maybe a trilogy, maybe it's just a standalone. I don't know, but we're going to go into a third direction in this series. And if it's anything like the first 2, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be good. And I cannot wait to see where they go and how they do this movie. I'm really, really excited for it because it's Jurassic World, baby. It's awesome. I mean, T-Rexes, dinosaurs. I mean, I can't wait. Coming in at number 4 is the new Superman movie. And I'm interested to see how this goes. We know that James Gunn has taken over the head of DC Studios. And to say his first movie that he did at DC when he directed The Suicide Squad, and I just didn't like when James Gunn did this movie. It looked like he was just trying to recreate Guardians of the Galaxy, and it just fell flat for me. So I'm hoping now that he is the head of DC Studios that he has a bit more creative. He takes things in a new direction. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I think they're really good. I think that he can do a really fantastic job in the superhero genre. So I hope that he has learned from his mistakes when he did Suicide Squad 2, and he does something really good. I've seen the trailer for Superman. It looks good. It looks epic. So we'll see if that pans out. But it's definitely a movie that I think is going to be really good. I've enjoyed the Superman movies so far, especially Henry Cavill's Superman. I really enjoyed that movie. So I'm hoping that this one's going to not just be as good, but better than that one. Coming in at number 3, we have another superhero movie. And that's going to be Fantastic Four: First Steps. Now, the original Fantastic Four movies, the first 2, I thought that they were pretty good. I liked the first one a lot. I didn't mind the second one. And obviously it had some flaws in it and some major flaws to it. But overall, I still thought it was a decent movie. But then they came out with these remakes. The remake that they made was absolutely terrible. It was one of the worst superhero movies of all time. It was just, I wanted to just walk out of the theater when I watched it. It was that bad. But I stuck around. It was awful. I've seen it once and one time only. I won't even watch it again because it's not even worth watching when there's nothing else on. So I'm excited to see what Marvel Studios does with the Fantastic Four. We know Marvel Studios can just put on some absolute bangers of superhero movies. And I think that they can do something and take the Fantastic Four to a level that it's never seen before. I mean, the bar's not terribly high, but I know that if they do this movie right, that it can be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with the Fantastic Four, because I think it's going to set up a lot of things moving forward in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and as a whole. So I know that they really don't want to screw this up, and it's going to be great. I really do think it's going to be great, and I just can't wait to see it. This movie comes out in July 23rd. It comes out, and it's a big month in July. July 2nd, we have Jurassic Park. July 11th, we have Superman. July 23rd, we have Fantastic Four. So it's just a big July, and I'm going to be super excited. And the movies are just going to keep getting better and better and better as July rolls on. So, I can't wait for it. Number 2 on my list comes out in April, and that is The Passion of the Christ Resurrection. Now, I am a religious person, and I really loved the first Passion of the Christ movie. I thought it was done really well. I think Mel Gibson really nailed it. And I'm not the biggest Mel Gibson fan as a person, but I think he did a fantastic job with the original Passion of the Christ movie. I know it's in subtitles, and some people aren't going to like that, and I'm assuming that this next movie is going to be in subtitles as well. But I think they really got a good depiction and really brought some reality to what that looked like, and if you had witnessed it, and it just gave you all the feel. Like, it really made you immersed in what was going on in the Passion story, and it really made you connect. So I'm excited to see what this new movie, where it goes. I'm assuming that it's picking up after the resurrection of Jesus, hence the title Passion of the Christ Resurrection, and goes on after that. So we'll see if it's anything like the first movie. I think it's going to be fantastic, but I have some doubts. You never know. We'll see how it goes, and I'm looking forward to it though. And then my number 1 movie that I am looking forward to this summer is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The first Mission Impossible, the first part of this movie, Dead Reckoning, was absolutely fantastic. It was probably one of my favorite movies of, I believe it was last year when this movie came out. If it was the year before. Time flies. I lose track of time. But the first part of this was just an awesome movie. And the entire Mission Impossible franchise has been really, really good. I mean, there may have been a couple movies that haven't lived up to some of the other ones, but overall, this is a fantastic series. And I really just am looking forward to this one. I believe it's the last movie in the Mission Impossible series. So we got to go out with a bang, right? It's got to be good. It's got to be fantastic. It's going to be sad to see the franchise come to an end if this is the last one, but oh man, it's my most anticipated movie that I am looking forward to this summer. I think it's going to be the greatest movie of the summer. I wouldn't be shocked if this movie gets like a 9.5 on or higher on the IMDb's or the Rotten Tomatoes scores. I believe it's going to be that high of a ranking because I think the first part of it was fairly highly ranked, so I think this one's going to be even higher ranked as we bring this story to a close and the franchise as a whole potentially to a close. So I think it's going to be good. So those are my 5 movies, my 5 most anticipated movies of 2025. Do you guys agree with me? Are those your most anticipated movies for this year? Let me know now in the comments if you have another movie that you're looking forward to. And stay tuned for another video coming soon where we may be looking at the movies that I think may be the biggest flops of 2025. So until next time, everyone, have a great one. See ya.